All right, let's dive right in. What if you could actually learn to use your mind to break old habits, speed up your own healing, and even solve really tough problems, all while you're in this state of deep relaxation? Well, that's the big promise of the Silva method. It's a program that says it can unlock these incredible hidden abilities of your mind. Today, we're going to dig into how it's all supposed to work.
So check this out. This quote is from a Silva graduate whose own doctor had basically given up on them, and it's just one of countless stories you find in the source material. Stories about people who seem to have influenced their health, their success, in just these extraordinary ways. These aren't just random anecdotes, these are the results the whole method is built on. So what's the secret? Let's find out.
First up, let's really look at what's being promised here. According to the Silva newsletters, the applications are, well, they're incredibly broad. We're talking about touching pretty much every area of your life.
When you look through the materials, they're just packed with reports from people finally breaking habits they've struggled with for years, like smoking or overeating. For a lot of them, this becomes the very first proof that they can consciously tell their mind what to do and get a real, physical result.
But it doesn't stop there. It goes way further. I mean, some of the most powerful stories are about graduates who overcame these really dire medical diagnoses. Even things like terminal cancer. And yeah, it's claims like these that have made the Silva method both so famous and pretty controversial.
And it's not all about these huge life crises either. The newsletters mention everything from improving your memory for everyday stuff like spelling to totally boosting your professional skills and becoming a top salesperson. The core idea is that this is a universal tool for your mind, something you can apply to, well, anything.
Okay, so how? How is any of this even possible according to the source material? The entire system, the whole thing, is built on one single foundational skill, learning how to go to what they call your level.
So your level is the alpha brainwave state. Now, we all drift through this state every single night as we're falling asleep, but that's passive, right? You're not in control. The Silva method teaches you how to enter this state of deep relaxation while you're wide awake, and then stay there with full conscious control. That's it. That's the foundational skill everything else is built on.
Now, the source material is really clear about this. This is not hypnotism. When you're hypnotized, you're passive. You might just accept a suggestion without even thinking about it. But at the alpha level, your mind is active. You're not just accepting things, you can analyze a problem, you can weigh your options, you can make your own decisions. You are the one in the driver's seat.
Okay, so you've gotten good at reaching your alpha level whenever you want. What do you actually do when you're there? This is where the core practice of the method comes in, and it's what they call programming.
One of the key techniques they teach is called the mirror of the mind. It's basically a three-step process. First, when you're at your alpha level, you visualize the problem. You see it clearly. Second, you mentally erase that image and create a new one, the perfect solution. But that third step, that's the real secret sauce. You have to feel the emotions of that success. Not hope, not want. You have to feel it like it has already happened.
And this right here, this is the mindset the method absolutely insists on. This isn't just wishful thinking. According to the newsletters, you have to program that solution with so much conviction that you just take it for granted that it's going to work. You don't hope for it, you expect it. It's like you've already received the shipping confirmation for your desired outcome. It's on its way.
But what if you do all that and the problem just doesn't seem to budge? Well, the Silva method has an answer for that too. And it involves going to an even deeper level of your mind.
For those really stubborn, deep-rooted issues, the ones that just don't seem to respond, the source material says that the alpha level might not be enough. You actually need to go deeper.
This deeper level is called the Willy level. It corresponds to theta brainwaves, which is that frequency you're in for just a moment right before you fall asleep. The whole theory is that some problems are basically programmed at this super deep level, so to fix them, you have to go down there. But how do you work on a problem when you're literally on the verge of sleep?
Well, you do it by using a totally different mental tool, which the method just calls will. Think of it like this. If regular visualization is like writing out a request and sending it off, using will is like having direct administrator access to the system settings. It's described as a much more fundamental faculty for just making direct correction.
So, here's the breakdown for this more advanced technique.
First, getting to theta without just conking out takes a lot more practice. It's meant for those really deep-rooted problems. But once you master it, your will can fix problems at that deep theta level, or it can even reach up and solve problems that exist at the alpha level. But the absolute key, once again, is that you have to stay conscious and aware through the entire process.
I know these are some pretty wild ideas. So where on earth did they come from? Well, it turns out this whole system was the result of decades of private, dedicated research.
Jose Silva started his research way back in 1944 in Laredo, Texas. And get this, he spent more than 2 decades just experimenting and researching before he ever taught his first formal class. What started as this private research just exploded in popularity in the 70s. But what this timeline shows is that the method wasn't static. It evolved over 50 years, with these advanced concepts like Willie and Will being added much, much later.
So after this journey through the Silva method, we're kind of left with this really big question. Whether you look at these techniques as practical psychology or something more, they really challenge our assumptions. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What is my mind truly capable of? And have I only been using a tiny fraction of its real power?